by Will McGee and Evan Bartlett with the draw for the Champions League quarter-finals just around the corner. Fans across Europe are on tenterhooks. Well, fans in England, Spain, Germany and Italy at least, with the last representatives from the other major leagues knocked out in the round of 16. Manchester City and Liverpool are the last two Premier League sides in the running, joined in the draw by Juventus and Roma from Serie A, Bayern Munich from the Bundesliga and Barcelona, Real Madrid and Sevilla from La Liga. All of those sides are formidable and there are no easy draws at this stage of the competition, as the old cliché goes. While some have identified Sevilla and Roma as the most vulnerable sides, the former dumped out Manchester United on Tuesday evening and the latter thumped Chelsea 3-0 in the group stage. Everything you need to know about the Champions League draw, if that serves as a reminder that even the most navigable draws in the Champions League are grueling. Nothing more need be said about the prospect of facing Juve, Barca, Bayern or Real. Here's what to expect from each of the remaining teams in the tournament, including the lowdown on their style of play in season so far. Manchester City. Can Pep Guardiola win the Champions League this season? Photo by Michael Regan. Getty Images. Manager, Pep Guardiola. Key player, Kevin De Bruyne. The Belgian midfielder has been fantastic this season, racking up 11 goals and 18 assists in all competitions and helping City to achieve near-constant dominance with his vision, directness and ability to orchestrate their passing game. 7 utterly damning statistics from Manchester United's loss to Sevilla season so far. City have been ascendant in the Premier League this term and are currently 16 points clear at the summit. As the season has progressed, however, they have shown some signs of fallibility. Having suffered their first league defeat to Liverpool back in January, they have since lost to Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup and Basel in the Champions League round of 16. Defeat to the Swiss champions only came after a resounding 4-0 win at St. Jakob Park, in fairness, and with a much-changed team in the second leg. Having come close to realizing Guardiola's galaxy brain vision for football for much of the season, the idea of City becoming the first Premier League club to win the Champions League since Chelsea in 2012 seems almost plausible. Were it not for Lionel Messi and Barcelona, Guardiola and co. might even be considered genuine favorites. Roma and Dzeko in action against Shakhtar Donetsk. Photo by Paolo Bruno. Getty Images. Manager, Eusebio Di Francesco. Key player, Edin Dzeko. The former Manchester City striker has scored goals when the Giallorossi have most needed them this season, including the one which sent them through against Shakhtar Donetsk on Tuesday night. Frank de Boer was right about Jose Mourinho and Manchester United after all season so far, currently third in Serie A but a whopping 18 points behind league leaders Juventus. It's been a disappointing domestic campaign for Roma, who were runners-up last season. Eusebio Di Francesco, who took charge in the summer, has tightened up the Giallorossi defensively, but at the expense of what was previously one of the most expansive attacks in Italy. Juve's Paulo Dybala has scored 21 goals in all competitions this season. Photo by Tullio M. Puglia. Getty Images. Manager, Massimiliano Allegri. Key player, Paulo Dybala. Called the new Lionel Messi by those who like making ill-fitting comparisons which are impossible to live up to. Juve's diminutive number 10 scored the goal which broke Tottenham fans' hearts at Wembley. Chelsea can take comfort in the fact they tried in face of Lionel Messi's season so far, having overcome an early season wobble in Serie A. Juve have come back with Terminator-like inexorability to overtake Napoli at the top of the domestic standings. While Dybala is their most effective attacking outlet, the Bianconeri also have one of Europe's most refined creative talents in Miralem Pjanic and the rock that is Giorgio Chiellini in defense. Sevilla. Wissam Ben Yedder celebrates his winner against Manchester United. Photo by Michael Regan. Getty Images. Manager, Vincenzo Montella. Key player, Wissam Ben Yedder. The Franco-Tunisian striker has been used sparingly since Montella replaced Eduardo Berizzo as Sevilla manager in December, but came off the bench to score the brace which stunned Manchester United at Old Trafford. Expect to see more of him from now on, especially since he's received a call up to the France squad for the first time in his senior career. It's unfair to put Messi on a football pitch against other human beings season so far. Sevilla have been unpredictable this season and are 5th in La Liga as things stand. Mercurial as a rule, especially in defense. Los Rojiblancos lost 5-2 to Atletico Madrid and 5-1 to Eibar in February but frustrated Jose Mourinho's best efforts to reach the quarter-finals nonetheless. Barcelona manager Ernesto Valverde on the sidelines, photo by Eider Alcalde, Getty Images. Manager, Ernesto Valverde. Key player, Lionel Messi, of course. The little Argentine magician reminded the world why he's king, with a majestic display against Chelsea on Wednesday night. If he's on form, there's a high chance Barcelona will be progressing to the next stage of the competition, no matter who they come up against. Suarez didn't score Barcelona's second goal against Chelsea, but his clever and selfish run was vital season so far, better than expected. Valverde inherited a club in a bit of a mess last summer following the forced departure of Neymar to PSG. His first few games in charge brought chastening defeats to fierce rivals Real Madrid in the Supercopa de España, but the former Athletic Bilbao manager has since steadied the ship. Barca are unbeaten in La Liga and the pundits' favourites for European glory. Bayern Munich Robert Lewandowski has been on fire in front of goal recently. John Tice, AFP, Getty Images. Manager, Jupp Heynckes. Key player, Robert Lewandowski. He's been in scintillating form this season, hitting 37 goals including 8 in his last 7 games. Since joining Bayern in 2014, the Polish international has seemingly been linked with the move to Real Madrid each season. It hasn't much affected his form, however. He notched his 100th Bundesliga goal last weekend and is now Bayern's all-time top foreign goal scorer. Borussia Dortmund fans to boycott Red Bull Salzburg trip and donate money to Phoenix Club. Season so far, the Bavarian Giants made a slow start to the season, by their own very high standards, which culminated in manager Carlo Ancelotti getting the sack. But 72-year-old Jupp Heynckes returned for his 4th spell in charge and has got them back to winning ways. Bayern are unbeaten since November, could wrap up the Bundesliga title this weekend and rather ominously have won 11 Champions League games in a row with the German legend at the helm. Liverpool are an outside bet for Champions League triumph. Photo by Michael Regan, Getty Images. Manager, Jurgen Klopp. Key player, we're going to go out on a limb here and say Virgil van Dijk. While Mohamed Salah has obviously been the standout player of Liverpool's season as a whole, they will need to be at their best defensively to progress to the latter stages of the tournament. Van Dijk's performances will be crucial, with the Dutchman having strengthened the Reds' backline considerably since his arrival from Southampton in January. Mohamed Salah's Liverpool goal celebrations, a guide to British Muslimness. Season so far, currently 4th in the Premier League. Liverpool have been fantastic to watch this season but suffer from familiar shortcomings. Their goalkeeping options are not the best, their midfield far from the most dynamic, and while their attack is absolutely dazzling, they lack completeness and balance as a team. All that aside, they have been excellent in Europe this term. They are unbeaten in the Champions League and have scored 28 goals, conceding only 6 in return. Real Madrid. It's been a frustrating season for Real Madrid. Photo by Juan Manuel Serrano Arce, Getty Images. Manager, Zinedine Zidane. Key player, no controversy here. It's still Cristiano Ronaldo, who despite his supposedly lukewarm form, has scored 33 goals in 34 appearances this term. A physicist explains how Cristiano Ronaldo made the ball levitate for his penalty against PSG. Season so far, disastrous compared to the side which won La Liga, the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup and the Champions League last season. Real Madrid are 3rd in La Liga and 15 points behind league leaders Barca. Their defensive organization has been erratic at times, with Los Blancos conceding 30 times in the league alone. That's 17 more than Barca and 18 more than second-placed Atletico Madrid. That said, a disaster for Real Madrid would be considered a decent season for most other clubs. Zidane's side still pose an enormous threat, as they showed in confidently overcoming PSG in the round of 16.